Welcome to all students in subject of design of transmission system. Today we discuss about helical gears. In helical gears, the two meshing gears may be mounted on a parallel or intersecting shafts. The teeth on helical gear are cut at an angle, helix angle to the gear axis. The helix angle usually ranges between 15 degree and 30 degree. In helical gears, spur gears are merely helical gears with a zero helix angle, carry more load than equivalent size spur gears. In helix, we discuss about helix angle. The helix angle of helical gears is generally selected from the range 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20, 30 degrees. The larger the angle of the larger the angle, the smoother the motion, and the higher speed possible. However, the thrust loadings on the supporting bearings also increases. Classification: helical gears are classified as parallel helical gears, cross helical gears, and herringbone gears. All the helical gears generate thrust loads on the shafts because of inclined teeth, hence these must be taken care while designing the machines. Now thrust and radial load. In thrust load is a load parallel to the shaft of the gear. It is produced by helical gears because the helix angle, not the pressure angle. It is not produced by spur gears which have straight teeth are parallel to the shaft axis. In radial load is the load that tends to separate the gears. It acts perpendicular to the shaft. This is what is produced by the pressure angle. Both spur gears and helical gears produce the kind of load. In helical gears refers to when the shafts are parallel to each other. Note that mating helical gears on parallel shafts must have the same helix angle but the opposite hand. So, we discuss about helix angle. This is the types classification. Now we discuss about parallel helical gears. Refers to when the shafts are parallel to each other. Note that mating helical gears on parallel shafts must have the same helix angle but the opposite hand. Now cross helical gears. The shafts are non-parallel and its configuration the gears are sometimes known as skew gears. After the skew gears, we discuss about herringbone gears. Double helical gears overcome the problem of axial thrust presented by single helical gears by using two sets of teeth that are set in V shape. This arrangement cancels out the net axial thrust since each half of the gears thrust in the opposite direction, resulting in a net axial force of 0. However, double helical gears are more difficult to manufacture due to their more complicated shape. So, in herringbone gears, to avoid axial thrust, two helical gears of opposite hand can be mounted side by side to cancel resulting thrust forces. Herringbone gears are mostly used on heavy machinery. This is a left hand and right hand gear. Spur gear, left hand helical. This is right hand helical. Advantages of helical gears: the angle teeth engage more gradually than due to spur gear teeth, causing them to run more smoothly and quietly. Helical gears are highly durable and are ideal for high load applications. Helical gears can be used on non-parallel and even perpendicular shafts and can carry higher loads than can spur gears. At any given time, their load is distributed over several teeth, resulting in less wear. This is the drawbacks. One of the disadvantages of these gears in the thrust, which results along the gear axis, which needs to be accommodated by using adequate thrust bearings. There is greater degree of sliding friction between the teeth. This produces greater wear during operation and the need of lubrication systems. The helical gear efficiency is lower due to contact between its teeth, which produces axial thrust and generates heat. A greater loss of energy reduces efficiency. Now we discuss about efficiency. Spur gears are the gears in which the teeth are parallel to the gear axis, whereas in helical gear, teeth are not parallel to the gear axis. Because of this arrangement of teeth in helical gears, they have sliding contact between the teeth. Due to the sliding contact between the teeth of helical gear, axial thrust of gear shaft also produces more heat. Thus, the efficiency of helical gear is less than that of spur gear. This is the difference between helical versus spur gear. Teeth are cut parallel to the axis of the shaft in spur gear. Teeth are cut in the form of a helix due to pitch cylinder between meshing gears in helical gears. Contact between meshing teeth occurs along the entire face width of the tooth in spur gear. Contact between meshing gears begins with a point on the leading edge of the tooth and gradually extends along the diagonal line across the tooth in helical gears. Load application is sudden, resulting into impact condition and generating noise in high speed application in spur gears. Pickup of load by the tooth is gradual, resulting in smooth engagement and quiet operation even at high speed in helical gears. In helical gear geometry, spur gears have the diametral and circular pitches. Helical gear geometry requires additional pitches. Figure shows a portion of the top view of a helical rack. In helical gear geometry, the angle phi is the helix angle. The transverse circular pitch is measured on a plane normal to shaft axis. The normal circular pitch Pn is the distance between the corresponding points of adjacent teeth, measured on a plane perpendicular to the helix B plane. The axial pitch Pa is the distance between corresponding points of adjacent teeth, measured on a plane parallel to the shaft axis. For smooth transfer of a load, the face width of a helical gear B is usually made at least 20% longer than the axial pitch Pa. This is the helix gear geometry. Okay. Cos psi is equal to Pn upon P. Diametral pitch per gear, P is equal to number of teeth per pitch of cycle diameter, is P into P pi. So, normal and transverse diametral pitches are P into P equal to pi, Pn into Pn equal to pi, Pn equal to P upon cos psi. So, Mn equal to M into cos psi. So, today we discuss about helical gear geometry. So, thanks all of you.